Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to start talking about the uprisings at the end of the Qin Dynasty. These uprisings initially began with oppressed farmers and laborers leading the charge. Then the remaining members of the royal families and nobility from the 6 states that Qin had previously conquered saw an opportunity and joined in. Eventually, they all succeeded in overthrowing the Qin Dynasty. Today, we will focus on the uprisings led by farmers and laborers. Chen Sheng and Wu Guang, these two persons, were two border scouts known as Shuzu or frontier soldiers. Qin's military system required that out of every 100 men, 50 would farm, while the other 50 served as soldiers. The conscription age was 23. New recruits first served in their local counties for a year, known as Gengzu. Then they would guard the capital for a year, called Zhengzu. Finally, they were sent to the borders for a year as Shuzu. Altogether, it was a 3-year mandatory service. Chen Sheng and Wu Guang were ordinary civilians before being drafted and were assigned as Tunzhang or squad leaders. Once they joined the military, this role was equivalent to a squad leader or team leader, but not a true officer in the army, more like a low-level leader within the vast military system of the Qing Empire. They were barely noticeable, just a poor kid and a laborer being sent off to the front lines like cannon fodder. They had neither the knowledge of Confucius nor the wealth of Fan Li, so how did they manage to lead a successful uprising that relied people across the land to join them? Given their humble origins, ancient historians created some stories to highlight their supposed uniqueness. For example, there's a famous tale that before becoming a soldier, Chen Sheng worked as a hired hand for a landlord. One day, during a break, he suddenly told his companions that if he ever became rich and powerful, he wouldn't forget them. Everyone laughed at him, saying, "How could an hired hand like you ever become rich and powerful?" And Chen Sheng then sighed, "How can small birds like you understand the ambition of a swan? Even their courtesy names, Shi for Chen Sheng and Shu for Wu Guang, were likely fabricated. Ordinary folks like them wouldn't have had such names. If they did, it would only be after they became kings. In fact, even Liu Bang, who served as a Tinzhang or village leader, didn't have a proper name or courtesy name initially. He was simply called Liu Ji, meaning the third son of the Liu family. Only people like Sheng Yu, who came from a noble family, would have a proper name and courtesy name from the beginning. Sheng Yu's famous declaration when he saw the Qing Emperor Yingzheng on a southern tour, "I could replace him," also makes sense, given his background and personality. So the idea that Chen Sheng made a grand statement about being a span, while his peers were mere small birds, is probably just a story. How could he claim to be a span when they were all poor laborers working in the fields. The idea that he would take a break on the high ground in the fields and sigh in disappointment is unlikely. What could he have been disappointed about when he had so little to hope for in the first place? In reality, the uprising led by Chen Sheng and Wu Guang happened quite by chance. It was July of the first year of Qin 23年, 209 BC. Chen Sheng and Wu Guang, along with a group of 900 men, were ordered to march to Yuyang to serve as border guards. They gathered in Daze Village, but we don't know exactly where these 900 men were conscripted from. We only know that Chen Sheng was from Yangcheng in present-day Dengfeng City in Henan Province, and Wu Guang was from Yangxia, and now is in Taikang County, also in Henan Province. So this group of strangers found themselves in the same place, uncertain about their future. Chen Sheng's hometown, Yangcheng, was in present-day Henan Province. Wu Guang's hometown, Yangxia, also in Henan. And Daze Village, where they gathered, was now in Suzhou, Anhui Province of China. And their destination, Yuyang, is now in Miyun, Beijing. So given the transportation conditions of that time, the journey was already difficult enough. They were forced to set out, unsure if they would even survive to return home after reaching Yuyang. Then heavy rain started pouring without warning, and turning the roads into muddy messes. The road to Yuyang was almost destroyed, and the rain showed no signs of stopping. And after waiting for days and days, it became clear that they wouldn't be able to reach Yuyang on time, and missing the deadline meant they would face military law, which could mean death. We don't know how Chen Sheng and Wu Guang became friends, but we do know that they were among the few in the group who refused to wait for death. They calculated and discussed their options and decided, if we run, we'll die. If we rise up, we'll die. Either way, we are died. So why don't die for a cause? This was the only option left for the 900 men. And still, Chen Sheng and Wu Guang didn't rush into action. They first consulted a fortune teller to predict the outcome. The fortune teller not only told them that their cause would succeed, but also suggested they create some superstitions to win people's support. So they hid messages in fish belly and spread rumors in the camp at night. The messages said Chen Sheng will be king, and the rumors were that a fox spirit had said the great Chu will rise again and Chen Sheng will be king. Wu Guang then deliberately provoked the officer in charge while he was drunk, leading to a confrontation where the officer beat Wu Guang and threatened to kill him with a sword. At this point, Chen Sheng and Wu Guang killed the officer and declared their uprising. The reason the others followed them was because of the logic Chen Sheng and Wu Guang presented. Chen Sheng argued that since they had already missed the deadline, they were already condemned to death under Qing military law. Even if the law showed mercy, the chances of surviving the border duty were slim. Sorry. On the other hand, if they rebelled, not only might they survive, but they could also potentially achieve wealth and power. He famously said, "Are kings and nobles born to be so?" Suggesting that anyone could rise to power. Whether or not Chen actually said this, or if it was later added by historians, remains uncertain. Regardless, the first flag of rebellion at the end of the Qin Dynasty was raised. The banner they raised was for the Great Chu, and the leader of the uprising was Chen. The Qin Dynasty, which Emperor Qin Shi Huang Yingzheng had meticulously built to be as solid as iron, was about to start unraveling. Alright, that's all for this video today, and in the next one we will continue with more stories about the uprising led by Chen and Guang. If you enjoyed this, please like and follow, and feel free to share and comment. Thanks for you guys watching. See you in the next video.